What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Kessel Run Transmissions. My name is Noah Outlaw. I'm one of your hosts, as always, and I'm here with Corey Van Dyke. What's up, man?
Hey, man. What's up?
Nothing much, man.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
Man, we got a new episode of The Mandalorian.
We did.
You know what I'm saying?
We did. We got a nice episode.
We watched it.
We did. We did that. We did that last night. We
watched it last night.
Usually we don't watch it before we do the roundtable, so that was a big jump for us. But
you guys watch it after?
And also, we watched it. That's right after. We just know all about it.
Yeah. And we're here with Claire Stribling from the Imperial Senate podcast. What's up?
What up, gang?
What's up?
How
are you doing
man?
Today? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing real good.
Doing
Been
good.
drinking wine and watching Netflix with the cat and the Star Wars holiday special today for the first time, which was
great.
Perfection.
Perfect.
So
Yes.
it's been a good day.
Absolutely. Ross from MGF Customs. What's up, buddy?
You know, it's pretty sad. I'm the Lego YouTuber here, and I haven't seen the Lego Star Wars holiday special still. And it's
Oh
it's
my
getting-
lord.
It's getting kind of awkward, I'm not going to lie, but I did see the new Mandalorian episode, and that was pretty cool.
You know what you should invest in? You should invest in a new router.
Yeah, Ross, your bit rate
Dang,
is pretty
you
low
got-
right now.
Gotcha. Good.
Oh my God.
Poor guy.
America
Every time.
Online struggling.
Unbelievable.
And we have Les from the Sith list. What's up, man?
What's happening, fellas? Everybody else? How's everybody doing?
Hey, Les.
Doing
Good.
Chilling,
meet you,
buddy.
Les.
Just chilling.
All right.
We have MGF's biggest hater.
That's
Tate.
me.
What's up, man?
That's me. What's up, guys? I absolutely despise and detest MGF content.
Honestly, same.
He tells us he's going to make Avengers Lego figures, and it's been almost 2 years.
Listen, I'm working on the next one right now.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh,
Whoa, can't really
The
see it.
thing is
because
because it's so, exactly, it's so pixelated that we don't
Yeah.
even know who it is.
Yeah,
It's
with,
like
with that bit rate, it could be anybody.
Real quick, did you guys see his Boba Fett custom? He did Boba Fett and Baby Yoda, and the Boba Fett just looked nothing like him. He did silver armor and big shoulder pads, and he had this weird rifle. It looked nothing like Boba Fett.
nothing like Boba Fett at all.
what a fake fan.
Come on.
Honestly, it's just not even close.
And also, we're here with Araj from the Sith list. What's up, man?
How you doing, guys? I am. Has anybody commented how great your intro song is? Is that like a stock intro song?
Yeah, no, that's just a StreamYard stuff.
Oh,
that
what
is-
our like jam?
Talk
no,
about vibing.
whenever it's on, I want everybody to know that when the song is playing, that countdown there at the beginning, we're all sitting here just like vibing.
Yeah,
to it.
Yeah.
everybody's rocking out. I love it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
set it
But
up.
exciting. Yeah, can't wait to talk to you guys about this episode. Les and I recorded a reaction video at 12 a.m. last night, and I don't remember the episode at all anymore. So I can't wait for you guys to describe the episode. So,
We will make sure to get you up to
Nice.
speed.
yeah,
buddy.
very excited.
That's
Was
the
it
good thing
good?
about.
Was it good?
Oh, it's pretty good, I think.
It
Okay,
was great. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed
Well,
it.
before we get into the talking about details from the episode and all that stuff, Corey,
Yeah.
first off, scoot in here. We're in a box, so just scoot in a little. Here, we'll get it.
Not
Come on, bud. We
friends.
get close. We get close. We're friends.
Okay.
All right. So, just what are your overall
Yeah.
thoughts on the episode before we get into it?
I really enjoyed it. They delivered some huge plot points in this episode
Yeah.
that are going to have big implications for the rest of the season and probably the rest of the series. And you know, it was directed by Carl Weathers, which was awesome. Grief Karga was really cool in this episode, and we got the appearance of Moff Gideon again, which is great to see him in the flesh. He looked absolutely sick
You did.
at the end of the episode. And, you know, I think the Baby Yoda moments were, again, some of his best. Every episode just like evolves Baby Yoda that much more. And Dark Troopers. I mean, Dark Troopers.
Dark
Come
Troopers,
on. Come on. Let's go.
Claire Stribling,
let's go.
what were your thoughts on the episode?
Overall, I really enjoyed it. The pacing was great. It warmed my heart that we got to see Navarro go from this planet filled with turmoil and gang violence and imperial presence to this thriving, beautiful community where everybody's, commerce is thriving, people are out and about. I paused it every 5 seconds in the marketplace, and not a single Kowakian monkey lizard was being roasted on a spit, which means that there's been improvement.
Yeah, they're probably all
just really-
gone. That's why.
You know what? I thought we were friends, but it's fine, Arash. You're not
So you
welcome.
defeat all the new
I
people.
kid, Claire. There's a shortage.
We had an
There's a shortage.
invitation thrown out there, like, "Hey, you should come on Imperial Senate." That's been taken back. It was nice
sorry.
knowing you, buddy.
I'm
But
sorry.
no, in all seriousness, I really enjoyed this episode. I wish I had enjoyed it a little bit more. I couldn't, I will admit that there's some things that I cannot separate. Sometimes I can separate the person from the character, and this time I was so frustrated watching a lot of scenes going, this objectively is really great. The fight choreography is insane, but I really, really just don't like you.
Yeah, that's
Which
tough.
is frustrating. But overall, it was exciting from start to finish. And you're right, Corey. I came into this episode going, man, I want to see Ahsoka right now. I guess we're going back to see the other guys. And then by the end of it, I was just like, okay, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went there. And
100%.
and we have some cloner. I heard Dex in the back of my head going cloners, and it was full of surprises and adorable Baby Yoda moments and great action sequences and Horatio Sanz. So I had a really good time.
Awesome. Yeah, so did I. Ross, I know you have some thoughts on this episode. You enjoyed the episode, but give your initial thoughts.
I'm just hoping you'll be able to hear my thoughts. Apparently, I need to call.
Yeah,
my
honestly, we're
internet
having a tough
provider.
time already, so you're not off to a
Yeah,
great
you sound
start.
more muffled than most things in life, my guy.
Ross,
On-
do us all a favor and say Roger.
Roger.
Did you just say my name twice?
This time, I was so
Roger,
mad.
It was
Roger.
fine this time. Yeah.
I
That's
thought you
how
said
you fix all audio problems.
I don't know. I have no idea what the problem is. It seems like it's my internet. Regardless, if you can even hear me, I'm communicating to you from the moon, apparently. I thought this was like the ultimate Navarro episode. I loved everything about it. And to me, it proved exactly what I have always been saying about this show, in that, like, you have 8 episodes and it's okay to do whatever you want, but you should still move the story forward at least once or twice in this case in each episode. And chapter 10 didn't do that. Chapter 5 and 6 from Mando season 1 did not do that, but this episode does, right? It's one big giant Navarro episode that is generally not really affecting the overall story, but you do still get at least 1 or 2 story beats, and you keep the whole show moving forward. When you only have 8 episodes, I think that this was a really good kind of proof of concept to exactly what I've been talking about and getting called crazy for.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Ross.
Yeah.
I know Corey agrees with that as well. Jax,
Definitely.
buddy, if we could not
Jack,
bark,
stop.
that'd be
Come on.
grade A. Les, what are your thoughts on this episode?
It was awesome. I understand that there's people going to have some issues with certain characters, but ultimately it was still a pretty good episode. Even though we didn't get Ahsoka, and it's definitely carried the story forward. It just made a stop on the way, and at the end, I didn't know what was going on there. I was just like, what are those? What is happening here?
What are those?
Yeah, just like what is going on here? What are those? So that was still pretty cool too.
Yeah, I agree. I think we were all kind of like, what the hell is going on here? It kind of had horror movie vibes there, like when they were in that room. And Tate, buddy, what were your thoughts on this episode?
I'd like to fundamentally disagree with the statement Ross made, not because my name on this live stream is MGS Vegas Hater, but because I actually disagree with him. I think that this episode in no way is a side quest or any sort of filler or anything like that, because of the fact that we're continuing the story of season 1 more so than any episode so far in season 2. So from my perspective and viewing the show holistically, I think we make the most progress in this episode out of the past 4 in season 2, because we have the direct ties to. Oh, am I allowed to spoil? By the way, is that cool?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can,
yeah.
you can spoil,
Let him
yeah.
fly.
The direct kind of role of Moff Gideon in this episode, and then we have the little cameo by the cloner, or who we think is a cloner. We have these story beats and these things shown to us that kind of build upon what we were given in season 1, and I really appreciated that. I think that just kind of charting the story in a different direction as soon as season 2 starts with the whole finding Baby Yoda a master thing. was kind of I liked that. I liked the jettison, activities that were going on. But I'm really glad that we're kind of back to square one, so to speak, and we're back to the plot that was given to us in season 1. I liked it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Araj?
Araj, buddy.
Yeah, I just felt like I was watching an old Star Wars film again. It was the visually, the story, the action. It's just so cool that they're giving these opportunities to all these directors that haven't had any experience. I don't know if Carl Weathers has directed anything, but if he hasn't, well done. Like they're coming out of the woodworks and making like banger episodes. And this one was a banger episode. I always say we don't have to have banger episodes every single time, but this one at the end, you just were left with all kinds of cool stuff. There was comedy all throughout the entire thing. Baby Yoda gave me, I was talking to them before we started, gave me PTSD during that throw up scene because I just have a 16-month-old. And I literally just like went and grabbed there it is. There it is. Luckily, my little Malik doesn't have fluorescent blue or green throw up. But it had everything.
You'd be in trouble there.
Yeah, I would be in trouble. But it was great. It was amazing. It had a lot of reveals. What does suck, Claire hit upon this earlier. It sucks that it was I was going to say it sucks that it was a really good episode for Gina Carano. But it's shitty that we think that way. It's unfortunate that we think that way because of her, all the stuff that has gone down with her. But I think that her character is expanding too. Even if you don't like it, it's happening. And unfortunately, if we didn't know what we know, we would be really excited for her and for the character. So that was kind of a downer. Claire is absolutely right about that. But other than that, I thought it was a really fun, action-packed, really well directed, really well paced episode. And I'm down. I'm totally down for it.
Yeah, I think that's what makes this episode stand out this season is the fast-pacedness of it, but also those slow moments where they reveal big plot points. I just want to go right into it right away, guys. Is obviously our team goes into this Imperial fortress and finds a cloning lab with Dr. Pershing there in the hologram talking about how they need to get midichlorian counts out of somebody and talking about Baby Yoda. Right. And that was a huge moment because seeing that that lab, we're left with asking, well, what exactly are they cloning? And right away, the minute I saw the lab and the tubes, I went to Snoke. It's immediately where I went.
Right. Yeah.
That's where Les went. Yeah.
It's unavoidable.
Maybe I'm wrong. I probably am, to be honest, because my other two theories were Palpatine or Moff Gideon is trying to build a army of Force users cloned,
right?
And or something that our buddy Josh pointed out. I think this is from Jordan Mason. Mm-hmm. He said maybe they're trying to extract midichlorian counts to put into Moff Gideon.
Oh, that's an interesting theory.
Would that be like a super soldier serum kind of thing?
Yes. I'm gonna go kill the dog.
No, don't kill the dog, please.
Don't kill the dog.
Please don't kill the dog.
Put him in your lap and give him sweet scritches under the chin.
He can come over here. But just bring him over here.
Work.
That'll kill.
Complete opposite of killing.
It works. Like the streams when I was in Texas, it works.
That's true. Jack, hey Corey, bring him over here. Bring him over here. He can just sit in our laps. Sorry, guys. Claire, do you have a personal theory on what you think is going on with this cloning place and all this stuff?
I think that because of the talk that we've had this season of Moff Gideon over holograms and such, saying things like "There's my buddy," not that, but saying things like "You have a place in you will have a place in the final order" and things like that. It very much makes me think he's a major player in the beginning of Palpatine's contingency plans to keep himself alive. So my thoughts automatically go to, we need to get this Palpatine cloning thing perfected so that he can sit on his awkward little fish hook into the spine contraption in the Rise of Skywalker and live on forever in his Sith contingency final order nonsense. So I think that Moff Gideon is playing into that game of there he goes, bridges under the chin, to keeping Palpatine alive. One whole coherent thought out of my mouth right there. I told you it.
It does. It works fine.
He's vibing now.
And I think you're on the money, Claire. I do. I think I like the whole thing. Maybe Moff. Who was it? I think it was last week. Maybe they were talking about maybe Moff Gideon is more part of the, the first order
Final
stuff,
order.
but the Moff Gideon's actually part of the final order, the actual long game.
I hope he's a part of his own. Like what I'm hoping for, of course, I've said this before, but I'm hoping that he eventually gets in contact with the Grisks.
The Grisks. The Grisk.
Yeah, buddy.
Grisk.
But yeah, I think that's a good idea though, because also I think that we have a lot of failed attempts to clone something in this lab, according to a little hologram of Dr. Pershing. Oh, I don't remember what his name was.
Pershing, Dr. Pershing.
As we called him on Imperial Senate because we forgot his name, Mr. Dude. Dr. Dude. Mr. Dude.
AKA.
AKA Dr. Mr. Dude. Considering how many failed attempts there were to clone anything and how deformed those little dudes in the blue back to jars looked, I think it very well could be the beginnings of a Snoke being a failed attempt to get that going, creating this deformed, powerful Force user. And I think that could be Snoke could have been because my Snoke theory does probably suck, but Snoke could have been one of the first, the bad batch of cookies, not the bad batch of clones, but the bad batch of cookies that came. Tate's biggest hater, formed but very powerful in the Force because of that M count blood donation from who will it be?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What if?
Well, let's get to Raj's theory, and we'll get to this later. Get back to all this. Raj, you have a theory? What's going on?
I'm agreeing with Claire all night long already. So I'm down with that theory. But what if Palpatine's already a thing, and he's controlling Gideon, and just like he controlled Snoke, and this is his first attempt? Is that what you said, Claire?
Oh, I thought that the Snokester would be the first attempt.
First attempt. Okay, yeah. So I'm saying, I agree with you on that one. But when you were saying that, I was like, what if Gideon is being controlled right now by Palpatine as well?
Yeah.
Maybe this is the first attempt to get the ball rolling, and have him try to get a Snoke, kind of like a I don't know, like a snowball theory kind of thing. It just builds and builds and builds. What's that?
I might want to die if that's the case.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
right out the gate.
I don't want that to happen, but I'm just saying. I mean, who knows?
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I think. There was a moment in this episode where, like, right at the very end, like, Moff Gideon kind of turns and it goes to that wide shot of all those dark troopers on the wall.
Yes, dark troopers.
But for a second, it kind of looked like he was about to go like call somebody on a hologram, and for a split second, I was thinking, like, what if he calls Palpatine?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And he's like, and so that's all one big plan. I like that a lot. Ross, what you have a personal theory on what you think is going on there in these tanks or whatever, these cloning tubes?
I mean, it's starting to look fairly straightforward at this point. I do think that the Snoke theory seems a bit more likely than Palpatine necessarily directly, because I mean we're only 5 years in. By the time Palpatine is kind of alive and in his clone body, I don't know how quickly he got into his function. I guess it was right away based on the novelization of Rise of Skywalker, right? So I mean.
And Fortnite, Ross. And also Fortnite.
That's right.
Stupid Fortnite event.
Can't forget that.
That's canon.
No, I mean it looks really cool, but I don't really have any particular theory, but I mean it's just so awesome that Dave Filoni and John they wrote in midichlorians again, M count, didn't say it outright, but unapologetically put it right back in, and I think that's really cool, man, because I think the whole stigma around midichlorians has gotten really old for most people because they're actually really interesting when you dive into it.
Yeah, they ruined the fantasy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Darth Vader cloning Anakin.
Hayden Christensen returns.
Hayden Christensen. Oh, dude, that would be crazy.
#Vaden.
You see that big gash on his head? It's Vader.
Yeah, it's Vader. Well, the thing is, it's funny because like they obviously look unfinished and deformed, all the clones. But it's funny if they are Snoke, that means that at some point they were just like, nah, fuck it, good enough. Like, let him go because he's already.
I was about to say that.
Yeah,
that is it right there. The omelet. This is as good as it's gonna get. Just wrap it up and
Not the finished product. Oh man,
get it out there.
I want to see the first or
Correct.
second one.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
It's gonna taste just fine, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Les,
It's awful.
Les, do you kind of agree with everybody else that it's probably Snoke in that tube?
That was immediately what I said. Immediately, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Snoke, or at least the first version of him, and it will only get more testing done to get it done.
Right.
Instantly. It's just right there. It's low hanging fruit. You got to take it. Like it's just literally sitting right there. And the more we realize that all of this, all these things going on, Palpatine is alive this whole time, and making moves and doing his thing. It's like it's just there. It's just begging to be pulled out and talked about.
Yeah, 100%.
Tate, do you agree with everybody, or do you have are you
I'm going last, so I can tangent without feeling like a tool. All right. First off, it's not midichlorian count, it's Mandalorian count. Obviously, I mean the title of the show. Come on, guys, it's right in front of your faces. I don't understand. I don't understand. No, here's my idea, right? Of course, I went to Snoke. Everybody's going to go to Snoke, and of course, you're going to start tying sequel connections, right? But I really do think because of the negative perception of the sequels and because of the, I guess, writing style of Filoni and the things he prioritizes and Jon Favreau as well, I think we're going to kind of steer away from that sequel route, and I think Moff Gideon is going to be his own thing. At least that's what I would hope. I think that those dark troopers that we see at the end are unfinished, and I think that the things that they're growing are, in fact, the things that go inside of those skeletons.
Right. That's a great.
They're the soft bits. They're the soft bits. You have the exoskeletons. You need something to drive them around, and maybe because they only have the small amount of midichlorian-rich blood from Baby Yoda, they're going to create cyborgs, right? They're going to do half-finished people. So we have a direct tie to Dark Troopers in old canon, because
right.
Yeah,
they're unfinished. Oh,
they're unfinished. They're unfinished
Yeah.
clones. You add cybernetics. You have exactly what Dark Troopers were in Legends, and I genuinely think that's where they're going. With how much they've been embracing old canon, with how much they've been embracing the Clone Wars and the stuff that's not sequel era,
Right.
I think that's kind of the direction we're pulling.
Wow, that's awesome.
I love that
Interesting.
actually. That
Wish
was
you
It's
went
fun to be a
first.
Star Wars
I would
nerd.
agree
See, it's so fun.
No. Damn,
Yeah,
that's really
I mean,
good.
Yeah,
I definitely think that Moff Gideon is getting an army together, and I think it's probably also a scenario where he's gonna, he's ruling Mandalore technically, right? Yeah, he is the ruler of Mandalore now, so I'm sure he would want
Trial by
some
combat.
exactly right. So there's that massive plot point there. We finally know what they want with Baby Yoda, which has been something that people have been speculating since season 1, and now we know.
At least I don't want to eat them.
Oh,
Yeah,
real
exactly.
quick, I want to add.
Sure.
I forgot to say this, but also you have this whole Strandcast thing that they've been toting in the books and whatnot, and I think that's kind of what they're trying to tie in here.
Right.
Said thing that I didn't hear anybody mention.
No, I think that's spot on.
Yeah.
So there's a couple big moments in this episode. The other big moment was actually with Cara Dune, where it's revealed that her people were completely destroyed on Alderaan, which we obviously did not know in the last season. So I thought that was cool that they added.
I thought that was a cool moment. Because
Yeah,
It really was.
It's something we've never really, other than Leia being upset, obviously, right when it happens, like we never really kind of gotten a point of view of somebody who's from Alderaan, at least in maybe had in the novels or anything like that. But talking about that, and she's like, I lost everyone, which, obviously if you're from Alderaan, you pretty much end up, the entire planet blows up, you lose everybody. So, I thought that was cool. Also, I love how this X-Wing pilot, what's his name?
Oh, Carson.
Wolf
Carson.
No.
Carson.
Wolf is Filoni.
Wolf is Filoni.
Yeah.
I
Carson
like
is this
how
guy.
this is the only guy in the galaxy.
No,
He's killing it again.
He's
but
really
he's the
busy.
one
huh?
on the tail of the Mandalorian. He's got his
That's
cute
true.
little notepad. He's writing down
Right.
notes. He's like Razor Crest, wink, wink. He's been tracking him this whole
Right.
time. He knows
Yeah.
what's up. He's just following the scent. of that
Yeah.
clunkety,
Is
broken
he
down
going to
freighter.
start talking like a 1930s gumshoe?
Well, you
And,
see,
you know,
Yeah.
you better find
Well.
that Mandalorian. See, I hope so. I very much do.
Was
You know,
that, was,
I
was
thought
that
it
a
was kinda-
gumshoe accent right there? Is
That was
what
my my sad attempt at it.
faster,
That
more
was-
intense, right?
Hey, West right there. Better fancy.
No, I'm glad I wasn't the only one because I was like, yeah, are these the only New Republic pilots like out on this side of the galaxy? And I guess it's kind of implied that that is the case because he was saying how everyone in the core worlds like don't even believe that any of this is going on. But yeah, then I was also like, you know, well, in chapter 10, he was like, well, these are trying times. And they F off and they leave him there. They didn't seem interested anymore. They're going to let him go. And now he's suddenly like looking for Din again. And it's like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? I guess it was because of the Imperial, like the Imperial base blowing up that.
Yeah.
That's
There's not a lot of them. And I think that they're going back and forth places where they need to go at that time. I think that's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right.
I'm curious though because like isn't blowing up an Imperial stronghold like, hey, thanks for your help, bro? So my guess,
I feel like
like,
that was
is he
implied.
recruiting? Is he gonna try and recruit Din to help with the certain New
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Republic
he tried to
dealings
recruit.
to
He tried
get
to
rid of the
recruit, Cara Dune.
Yeah,
so-
Yeah.
he did
Right.
recruit
He
Cara
did.
Dune pretty much. Yeah.
So
I think it's-
that's my guess.
I think it's more of like when an Imperial base gets destroyed, they kind of have to see what's going on and,
Right.
and see who did it and whatnot. But I will say, I do think that Cara Dune will rejoin because there's a Funko Pop that came out where she has the medallion.
Spoilers.
But it's
Wow,
on
Corey.
a Funko. It's
Damn
on
you,
the-
read Pop.
Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it is.
Well,
But-
This
you
Corey
say
guy
that-
with the inside knowledge spoiling everything about everything that has to do with Star Wars.
that's right.
Come on.
Scoops and poops.
thing is,
Boops.
you are right. Like, but I was thinking maybe they just put that on there because she got it in this episode, and they were just like, "Yeah, put it on her."
Okay, fine.
Maybe, no, I'm
No,
just saying
it's definitely foreshadowing something, obviously.
Yeah.
She's going to take it and use it somewhere.
Well, one thing I thought was interesting is they call her the Marshal, and I think it's really cool that like she's just like this, basically this cop on the planet now. It's keeping
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, look how
everyone's
she
safe.
took out all those Aqualish. I mean,
I
I
know.
Oh
wouldn't
my
cross her.
God.
I wouldn't break the law.
First off,
Right.
those things are scary.
Yeah.
I did not like those things at all. That opening scene, I was like, this is scary. I don't
Yeah,
like.
she
this.
like carries one of them around as he's getting
As a
blasted in
shield.
the back. He has a
Okay.
shield.
Those guys are
So
total
I'd
butt.
like
Those
to
guys
make
are total
the-
butt faces, by the way.
Yes, literally,
Yes, they
Araj,
are.
you and I, same wavelength, because that is what my nephews used to call Ponda Baba when we'd watch
Yeah.
them when they were like 4 watching Star Wars with Aunt Claire. It's like, it's butt face. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Total butt face.
Oh,
Big
man.
butt face interview.
Butt face.
One thing I loved in this episode was this. I love
Yeah.
the school. I love seeing all
Anakin would
the
love
kids.
it too.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that was-
Oh, ouch.
That was good.
Ah,
It's been
Thank you.
15 years, but it's
Thank
still
you,
too
Corey.
soon.
I always get shit for talking shit about that scene, like because that scene didn't really affect me that much.
Okay, Raj, this is getting
Hold on.
concerning.
Wait, hold on.
No,
not
let's
the
just
only
get up here.
caller.
Let's just
Right.
watch it.
Right. Here.
Anakin, the killing of children. Okay.
No. Let me clarify. Before episode 7 came out, I said if they kill Han Solo, there's no way that Kylo Ren will ever be redeemed because he killed the ultimate character in Star Wars history. One of the ultimate characters, one of my favorite characters in Star Wars history. So there's no coming back from that, and I was proven wrong, obviously. But the argument was, well, Anakin was redeemed, and he killed all those kids, and I was like, I didn't know any of those kids.
Right,
Like,
you don't care.
I
about the kid.
didn't have 30 years
Big kid.
invested or 40 years invested in them at all. Like it was crappy, shitty. I get it. It was not cool, but emotionally, I wasn't tied into. Like I wasn't
Oh my
like that
God.
didn't really do anything for me. So
Skywalker.
there it is, Master Skywalker.
There are too many of them. What are we going
Yeah,
to
like,
do?
It sucked. I get it.
Sitting there like,
Yep. Big kid.
No, I'm not fucking kids. I'm not fucking kids. But I'm just saying that's my take on it. But thank you, Corey. I'm just gonna say that you're agreeing with me. Just take it.
I'd
Wow.
like to publicly acknowledge that we do not share the same views in this particular moment.
Oh, man. I apologize.
that's incredible.
So
No.
moving on, how about Yoda eating those crackers, huh?
Yo, I thought it was funny. I was like, they didn't even try to make us like a Star Wars food. They were just like, give him some macaroons and he'll fucking eat them.
You know what I
Like,
love
it's
about
not
it is
fun.
like, do you know how you'll be like on the couch and you'll see like food, pretty far from you, like I wish
You're like, I could just
use
bring
the
it
Force,
over here.
and then Baby Yoda's like, oh no,
That's
mine.
exactly. Baby Yoda's what we use the Force for. All, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Like, yeah,
it's awesome.
That's exactly what we do.
That's what I would do.
Oh,
Again, what
100%.
an ass that little kid was. Like, share your
Yes, thank
macaroons.
Exactly.
Share your damn macaroons.
It is
They're
a
expensive,
cute little
though.
baby. The baby
They're
wants
expensive.
one cookie.
That
Give him
green
a
little whatever it
cookie.
isn't getting
got a
any of
whole
my
sleeve.
macaroons at all.
He's got a whole sleeve. Give
You're
him
right.
one
Galactic
cookie.
macaroons
It's a
can be very
baby.
expensive. Can be
Well,
very
they're-
expensive.
Yeah,
I
you don't know
believe
what I had to
I've
do to
heard
get
that
those
once.
macaroons. You need
They're
to
like
chill.
$5 each. Like if
You're
they were
right.
two Ritz crackers, like share it with the kid. Like,
No, you're
$5
right.
for
You're
a
right.
cookie?
They are expensive.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's high level treats right there. You can't just hand them out
That's-
to anyone.
yeah.
Get like $40 worth of macaroons.
Especially a kid who just got sat next to me. Nah.
Nah.
What about the little blonde girl behind me? She's gonna be like, "What? You can't share with me? I've known you for 7 years."
And how dare all those kids like talk? To me, it was like they were talking trash on him. Like,
First of
dare
all,
you
how did
guys?
they not notice and like literally go, "He just used the force"? Like, how could they? Nobody pointed at him as
No.
soon as he pulled the dang thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right,
Also,
they
like,
didn't.
how can you not notice that that's just like a baby Yoda just sitting there? Like, are they all?
an actual baby, an actual infant? You know
Yeah,
what
like
I mean?
Yeah.
they're all looking at him like he's just like a regular human being. It's us, Baby Yoda. Look at him.
You know, it blows my mind that they don't know like the Yoda isn't more of a
Species.
known species. Like,
But that's
or
like part of the thing about the empires. They squashed every like you talked about the Jedi. You're like GTFO, man. You're
Yeah.
done. We're gonna take you
should've-
out. You
There should have been like trading
propagate
cards.
that trading cards. That would
Like
be
back in
awesome.
the day. You know what I mean? After Jedi,
Literal
like
Star Wars card trader.
yeah,
That's what they did in
absolutely.
Harry Potter, and it was fine. They could have
There
done
it
that in
is.
Star Wars.
Yeah, the
There you
wizard
go.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
also, well, hold on. I want to
Yes.
talk. I want to talk about this opening scene with Baby Yoda.
Oh
Trying
my
to fix
God.
the ship.
legendary.
That's so good.
So good.
So good.
Legendary.
Well, first off, and I think this is kind of it really is. It's kind of developing Baby Yoda kind of getting smarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
obviously he's not smart in this. He's he electrocutes himself. But like I feel like when he found Baby Yoda in season 1, like he wouldn't have been able to get him to do anything like that. So I think Baby Yoda, which this is something that we've talked about on the show before, because like Michael brought up this point. And ever since then, stop licking the table, Jax, please. Thank you. The thing is, he brought up a good point. It's like Yoda trained Jedi for 800 years. Okay, so that means that by the age of 100, he wasn't just a Jedi. He was a Jedi master. So Baby Yoda's growth spurt in the next 50 years is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So like I wonder when we're going to start seeing this happen. You know what I mean?
Well, I asked Les, what is his first words going to be? And are we going to have an ET moment at the very end of this whole series where he says something to Mando?
I actually thought we heard his first word this episode.
Like when he said, yeah, or something?
Yeah,
or-
I was like, did he actually just say
did.
yeah?
And proud
Yeah.
Grandpa Grief Karga is like, give me the baby. And he's like,
Yeah.
has he been taking good care of you? And the baby goes, yeah. And he's so
Yeah.
proud. He's like, first words, my grandson.
I love how much Grief loves Baby Yoda now.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I
there was
know.
a time.
It saved his life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. That's true.
There's a time where he would have just.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say I kind of got a little triggered because it reminded me when I used to have to help my dad when he would be like working on cars and stuff, and I'm like sitting there and he's like, "Yeah, okay, ready to let the jack down? Don't let the car slam." And I'm like, 9. And I'm like with a car jack, and I'm like, "Okay," and he's like, "All right, now you're gonna go ahead and twist it and let it come down slow." And I'm like,
Slow.
"Bam!" The car just boom bounces everywhere, and I'm like,
Oh,
No, I know that feeling.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
"Sorry, guys, yeah."
Damn,
that was
Mandalorian
me.
gave you some flashbacks.
I was like, "Oh, okay." He's having him. He's lucky the
look
whole thing. Oh, look at that.
I love walking around. And that was great. And also, Les, thank you. You brought up old memories for me as well. So thank you.
Me as well. Yeah, I think one of the most interesting things about the Yoda species, right, is that he is biologically kind of stunted. But see, at least the human brain isn't quite biologically stunted, right? We can process information when we are a lot younger in order to be able to comprehend said information. He's 50 years old. He's seen a lot. You can't be 50 years old without seeing a lot.
Right.
So he has the knowledge swimming up there, right? He just needs to be old enough to unlock that, per se. And I think that that's kind of what we see with this wire scene. He still has the 5-year-old instincts, right, to play with the wires, but he's still able to comprehend what to do.
Right.
And
Yeah, I think that might be my favorite Baby Yoda moment so far.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
100%.
Definitely.
So one big thing about this episode is obviously they also brought back Mithril. Horatio Sanz was back for
He was much
whole
better in this episode.
Much better.
Yeah,
Much
100.
Much better.
So
100%.
natural.
Yeah, I love how like he's just working for them now. You know, he's just like he's like basically the librarian.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, before we continue that, I wanted to just tell the chat, guys, if y'all have anything like any questions or any things y'all want us to talk about, put them in the chat. If you want to super chat, you can, but do whatever. Just type it if you want, just so we'll answer y'all's questions. But yeah, I love the whole thing how he had like a 350-year debt to Grief Karga, and then Grief was like another 30 years off if you go do this. But he was so much better in this.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even hate him in the first. I know a lot of people weren't a huge fan, but of him in the first episode. And that's why. And I didn't like love him. So whenever I saw we saw him in the little trailers and the TV spots, I was like, why? But I don't know. He was pretty good.
Yeah, he worked.
He gets
He was
to
the
interact
comedy
with
relief.
somebody. He gets to interact with somebody this time. He gets to interact with Grief Karga. He didn't get to interact with the Mando.
Right.
He got to interact with a brick wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people disliked him in episode 1, because I felt like that kind of jarring, because a lot of people use the word jarring. I felt like that kind of built the Mando as a character in episode 1. But we're not limited by that anymore. We have Carl Weathers, who's an awesome actor, who's playing a very charismatic character. So the Mithril is able to bounce off of that. And I think that's why.
I love how he said, "Hey, hit me up when you guys are done." Like he was parked out there. He literally said, "Hit me up." Grief was like, "No, get your ass out here."
One thing that like you all know that I like pass out and die on the floor anytime that there's like a featured weird creature or alien that gets a lot of detail and a lot of attention and a lot like the Mithril. I've been wanting to see more of him. I'm so thankful that they brought him back for this, because Horatio Sanz is incredible. Huge Star Wars fan. Lovely person, so I am told. Also, we got so many fantastic sound effects. Every time he turned his head, there was this gross little squelching noise. He had neck farts. I just like died in this episode. All of the Star Wars weirdness was channeled into the Mithril this episode, and it was just everything that I wanted. Those are the Star Wars moments I live for. I live for the frog ladies. I live for the weird, the Dr. Mandibles. I live for the weirdness, and this like he delivered every barbecue lizards and the dank ferrets, who I am deciding in this episode his name is Ferric, the dank ferret, and Dank Ferric, the ferret.
A lot of dank ferrets in this.
Season. It's phrase is just
they are
like
pushing
going now in Star Wars out of nowhere.
They're trying to make Carabas happen. Okay, you can't just make something like that happen.
I really wish they would use Carabas. I miss
Carabas.
Aiden talks Star Wars topics. Said, could the Dark Troopers be one of the Imperial projects mentioned in the data vault on Scarab? That would be cool.
Everything
the Empire ever worked on. I mean, have you seen the size of that big Scarab database? Like that's everything they've ever done.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So predictions for next week's episode, because this is where I think it's gonna.
Trooper guy.
Let's see.
Sorry, I can't see it from here.
Neck farts.
Neck farts are a thing. Yeah.
They're canon.
So predictions for next week, Noah. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I first off think all of us will be screaming next week, because I think we are going to see Ahsoka Tano for the first time.
I agree.
Literally, there's a rumor out there that the episode's called The Jedi.
Yeah,
And it's
same
57
site
minutes
that
long,
leaked out
so-
the Seige title last week for this week's episode. Leaked out that this coming episode is called The Jedi,
So-
and it's 58 minutes long.
Not a Jedi, guys. Ahsoka's not a Jedi.
That's coming.
I'm no Jedi.
Cannot believe that we're this close now. I genuinely can't believe it. And now to know that we're getting an hour-long episode of The Mandalorian featuring Ahsoka Tano is one of the most exciting things I've ever heard.
Directed and written by David
Yes.
Finbonlo. Dave
That's awesome.
Filoni himself.
Yes,
so.
Dave Filoni
Mhm.
coming in clutch. And
As
you
he
know
should
what? You know, we know Ahsoka is going to be in there, but who else could show up? You know, that's like half the fun of it too. Is it's like Captain Red.
There it is.
There
There
it
it
is.
is. There it is.
There it is.
Dude.
Yeah.
No, so I was telling Corey earlier today, like, it's been 5+ years since Return of the Jedi. That's a lot of time. And maybe Ahsoka did meet Luke Skywalker and he convinced her to try being a Jedi again, now with him rebuilding the Order a different way. And that would be amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing: if she says, like, if she mentions that she's been training or like just hanging out with like Luke Skywalker, I will have a stroke.
Oh, same.
I will
I'll evaporate. It'll be over.
And also,
It'll be over.
if we see
Molt.
Luke Skywalker at any point in this series, that'll end me. That will. Last week,
What
Ross
if that happens? What if?
I'm telling you, you're gonna see him. You're gonna
What
see
if
him in a
the
hologram.
internet and everything just just explodes this next episode, and it's literally him?
You're gonna see him in a hologram.
While they were shooting like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they're like, "Hey, Sebastian Stan, can you just walk over here for a minute, put this costume on, and
put this on real quick." Yeah.
yeah."
Oh my!
We'll CGI the costume. We'll CGI the costume. Just please stand over here.
Right.
I think there is a high possibility that in the Ahsoka episode this Friday, that Luke will be name dropped for sure. I think it's very, very high. I think Ahsoka will take the time to talk to, and I will also say this, okay? What if, not saying it'll happen, but what if, we know that Ewan McGregor already had a screen test for Obi-Wan. What if they did a flashback to the Clone Wars?
It's just too much, Corey. Don't do that to us, dude.
This is why I can't keep coming on the show, because Corey keeps saying things that hurt me.
Right.
If they're not going to happen.
Right.
Honestly, I'm just the fact that Ahsoka is going to be in it is just like the rest of the season could be like awful, and I wouldn't care. No,
I'm not going to even comprehend a single second of footage after Ahsoka comes on. It's just going to be, that's the season, that's over.
It's just so crazy. It's like Ahsoka Tano, she's been around like they created her like 13, 14 years ago. And after all of this, Ahsoka Tano, because of Dave Filoni, Ashley Eckstein, George Lucas, they all, turned her into a global phenomenon, like one of the most iconic Star Wars characters of all time. And she hasn't even been in a movie or on screen live action. And now, we were so steeped in what Disney was doing with the sequel trilogy, with things like Solo or Rebel. It was always like these things weren't possible. Even like last year, there was still a level of disconnectedness to the Clone Wars era and a lot of the rest of Star Wars. And all of that has completely fallen away. And Star Wars has completely, with The Mandalorian Season 2, come together again. And the fact that Ahsoka Tano live action is at the helm of that, and it is a dream come true. Ahsoka Tano is like my second favorite character next to Anakin in anything ever. And Corey, him and I grew up with Ahsoka Tano from day one in 2008 up until today, and it's crazy that this is a real thing happening.
Yeah, I was gonna say that for Ross, Claire, and I, this is such a huge moment because the three of us were totally with Ahsoka on her journey of growing up throughout the seasons, and so were we, and so it's crazy that now we're at the point.
Why don't y'all get a room, huh? What do you say?
Really?
Yeah, we will get a room. It's called Clone Wars Loving Roundtable.
That's
recap
right. You're not allowed
session,
ever.
and you're not
I join this
invited.
too because I grew up in it as well.
Yes,
Tate,
join us,
absolutely,
Tate.
and Tate, yes.
Oh, and I'll bring my Ahsoka cardboard stand-up. Just for Tate.
It's under the desk, Ross. You don't need to tell anyone. We all know.
Isn't it amazing that the Clone Wars is pretty much propping up and holding the Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm on its shoulders right now?
Finally.
Because the excitement and the characters that are coming out, for people that don't even know the Clone Wars, they're excited about these characters because they're so awesome. And you see how awesome they are. And you'll see how awesome Ahsoka Tano is if you don't know who she is. But the Clone Wars is pretty much got the Walt Disney Company on its back right now. With COVID going on, Disney Plus is it for them. I just think it's great. And I think it's great for you guys who have been such huge diehard fans of the Clone Wars. I like the Clone Wars. I'm not a diehard like you guys, but I'm really happy for you guys. So.
Yeah, this is, I think, a moment that we have been. Well, for me, I never thought it was possible. Like, genuinely, didn't think we would ever get to this point. I always assumed when she showed up in Rebels that she would die in Rebels. You know, I never thought she'd go past that. And now we're at the point where they're gonna hopefully finish her story in an impactful way. Obviously not in Mandalorian. They'll do it somewhere else. But you know, I think that there's another piece of this that's going to be incredibly exciting, and that is, of course, Moff Gideon versus Ahsoka Tano. I believe we'll be seeing that in the next episode as well.
Right.
That's really concerning because that's not a fight. That's not a fight whatsoever. I mean, you have Moff Gideon, who is a normal human being or slightly force sensitive or whatever they're going to say. And then you have Ahsoka Tano, who's trained under Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Master Yoda, the 3 best Jedi to ever live, at least on screen. That's not a competition. So, I mean,
think about it.
That's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear for the show is that Moff Gideon and Ahsoka are going to meet face to face and fight. I would want it to be more of a diplomatic battle. Something where Moff Gideon has that upper hand. Something where we can still have a dynamic interaction without it being, I'm going to force push him off a cliff or something like that.
Right.
Well, maybe this is exactly why Gideon wants the midichlorian counts to go up and a big, huge army behind him to be able to take her on.
Right. And I think Ahsoka versus that big army is perfect. I think that if they're going to do anything with Moff Gideon, that's what it needs to be. It needs to be a battle of wits. Right. But Moff Gideon can't stand a chance. And that's my biggest concern about this show is including Ahsoka as a main character, not as a prominent character, but as a main character, because then every issue is solved by, voodoo sorcery, like it has been in every single movie we've had, like it has been in the Clone Wars and in Rebels. So that's my concern there. If Ahsoka and Gideon fight, Gideon needs a big power spike, whether it be an army or something.
Yeah. That's why he said we'll be ready.
I don't think it's going to be the matchup, though. I think the matchup is going to be, story-wise, the matchup absolutely 100% most cathartic matchup would be Bo-Katan reclaiming the dark
100%.
Taking over
100%.
And Moff Gideon. First of all, that fight would be incredible. It would just be, I want to see him fight Bo-Katan, and I want to see her kick his butt and make Mandalore proud and claim that Darksaber again and unite the different Mandalorian sects, including the weird culty ones that Din is involved with. Because that's what I want to see. But that being said, I think that Ahsoka is going to play a really, really, really important role in getting us there. But I just don't know what her role is going to be other than like, hey, here's the child. Let me take him now. I don't know.
She's not going to though, because then we lose the most marketable part of the show.
Exactly.
I think we are.
Exactly.
I think we are losing the child.
I don't
think
so.
If we do get Bo-Katan though and Moff Gideon, we literally have the Maul Pre-Vizsla fight from the Clone Wars live action, and that is the coolest thing I could possibly think of for this show.
I think what's going to end up happening, and I think Eric mentioned this last week, was Ahsoka giving Din one of her lightsabers to give to Bo to fight Gideon.
Sorry.
I didn't watch Rebels, but didn't something like that happen?
No.
I'm getting the vapors over here. That's not.
She's getting the neck farts. We're molting. Trying to blow those neck farts away.
You know what? My thing is though, this is why I don't think Ahsoka and Moff Gideon are gonna fight. Is because we know, first off, like Tate said, that's not a fight.
Yeah.
That's not gonna last. Moff Gideon would last maybe 9 seconds. The thing is, Moff Gideon, we know Moff Gideon, we know from Giancarlo Esposito's comments that he is going to be in this show. He is going to be the main villain in this show for the long haul. He's talked about what they're doing in 3 and 4 already, seasons 3 and 4.
Well, he said there'd be answers. There'd be answers.
But I do think he said, I don't think he would know if he wasn't in it. So maybe I'm totally wrong, but I do think he kind of hinted.
I agree. I think he will be around.
I don't think I don't even know if he's going to have a big fight against Bo, because unless he kills Bo-Katan, which I don't think they would do that.
I think we'll see
Don't
the
you
flashback
dare.
fight.
I would love that.
Don't you
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we might
I
see
would love
her.
that.
I think we'll see the flashback fight for sure, and how he reclaimed the dark saber.
Yeah.
I think, or claimed it rather. So here's my thing with Ahsoka too. This is an exciting story point for her, right? Because we don't know what happened between right at the end of Rebels when her and Sabine are going off to find Ezra and this point. So is she still on the move looking for Ezra? Is that still happening? Or has that mission been completed? Right. Because I think that there's more going on
Corey.
that Ahsoka's going to know about.
Didn't find him.
And I think Ahsoka will tell Din about what's going on in the unknown regions. And that's going to
Opening
set
to the
up.
Grisk War.
Yeah, now you're getting it.
Yeah.
Corey, I got that. Don't worry.
We've had these
Honestly.
talks over text.
We have.
So here's the thing, though.
Bring
So
me
here's
the
thing.
t-shirt and boxers and socks sliding on the wood floor grisky business because I am here for it.
Risky business.
Here's my thing, though, because if they're going to fight the Grisk, they need an army. They're
Yes.
going to need an army. Where are they going to get an army?
The Mandalorians.
The Chiss Ascendancy.
Mandalorians United.
The
Yeah.
Mandalorians and the
Casual
Jedi.
ascendancy measure.
Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka, the Chiss, the
No, but that's not-
Mandalorians.
well, okay, the Chiss, mate. Yeah, if they bring the Chiss in, but also I don't even think there's enough Mandos to have an army.
What?
That thing on the grid.
You don't need many though, because
You need
Well,
more.
yeah, that's true.
They
What feels
thought
like 10, remember?
they thought a team of 4 Mandalorians was at least 10.
That's right.
I feel like there's a bunch of coverts out there too that they can start. Like I could see season 3 being about Mando recruiting
Right.
coverts
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
I
That would
do
be good.
think we're going to hear about a larger scale story by the end. They've already started teasing that
Right.
larger scale story. Now we know. As a matter of fact, today, the Boba Fett show, one of the call sheet for it leaked out.
Oh.
And
Mr. Insider, here he goes again.
here we go.
There's a Boba Fett show? I'm just kidding. Go.
That's right.
Boba Fett,
It's a
Boba Fett, where?
limited edition series, and it is going to be written by Dave Filoni and John Favreau as well.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
Thank
Well
God.
done. Well
Thank
done.
God, indeed.
Yeah.
I can't wait. The casting calls are out. Tamora Morrison has signed on for Boba Fett. So, this came from by Daniel Rickman, who posted this today on his Patreon. So, I think that Star Wars is about to evolve in a huge way. I think with the Boba Fett show, with the Ahsoka series, with the Bo-Katan series, and all of these shows just kind of coming together for a massive event. And I think this coming episode is going to start setting that up. Because the last 2 episodes have started to feel like Din's world is opening up more, right? Like he saw Bo-Katan, he's aware of that. It's that connection to the Darksaber, to Moff Gideon, and then now, they're starting to see those clones, and they're realizing something's going on with the Empire, and there's more to this story, and I think we're about to see that explored quite a bit.
Yeah. This is another thing, actually. Where's the armorer at? Or not? That's a wrong comment. Sorry, guys. What happened to the armorer?
I think we'll see her by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Baby come back.
Yeah. she's too cool.
Oh, she is. I agree.
Sure.
We're because I think it's already confirmed that Emily Swallow.
Yeah,
is
she'll be in
doing
the season.
some stuff.
Also, how exciting is it that we now know nothing about these next 4 episodes? No trailer footage.
insane.
That's
no
right.
descriptions, nothing.
Yeah, Les and I were
We're
talking
in the
about that.
dark.
Yeah,
exciting.
nothing.
That's great.
So great.
That's how
Oh.
Star Wars should be.
That's
At
right.
least to me, a lot of the magic is in the things we don't see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to just be a sequel hater, but that's another thing about the sequels is we saw everything in the trailers,
Right.
Mm.
and it's so.
Oh no, he went out.
I didn't even watch the Mando trailers before the episodes came out. I watched them today.
Yeah.
But there's so much that we haven't
Mhm.
seen, and I think that's what Star Wars should be.
And those damn TV spots, man. I was just like, enough with the 40 TV spots that you can just splice the entire movie together by the time you see it.
I can't comment on any of this since Noah and I have been
Man,
publicly
Noah and Corey.
upset over the trailers.
I will say, man, it is just like to what you guys were saying a little bit earlier. I forget who it was. I think it was Corey. That we have totally done a 180 now, and by sheer coincidence with the pandemic this year, it's now they are relying on these Clone Wars characters spearheading The Mandalorian season 2 to literally be the front runners of Star Wars. We went from being just so steeped in the sequel trilogy and the original trilogy as Disney was really trying to put Star Wars back in front of the world, and just wondering if we would ever get to see our favorite characters again. And now it's just a total reversal. It's just crazy. That I cannot get over that we're even having these conversations. It's insane.
It feels surreal. Like every time these last 2 episodes of Mando felt very surreal, seeing how deep they're going into the lore and how much they're okay with exploring it. You can tell that Dave and John are literally the perfect duo to be doing this together.
Yeah,
Brought a book character to live action.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and several nods.
And they made him really, really hot.
I'll second that one.
Thank you. You got eyes. I know you got eyes.
Even the Dark Trooper stuff is like so exciting to me that they're willing to explore that. And obviously in Rebels we got a little bit of Dark Trooper action with Thrawn, so it's cool to see the fully evolved Dark Troopers in this episode.
And listen, we have Thrawn information about Thrawn. If we're gonna get information about Ezra somehow, some way, that means we're gonna get information about Thrawn somehow, some way. So that leads to that. So that's still out there too.
I was going to lore dump when you guys started talking about the Chiss. I was going to lore dump about Thrawn, and I forgot that he's in new canon. Bummer.
Crazy.
Yeah. Dude,
actually,
they're gonna see Thrawn, and Ahsoka will be like, "Oh yeah, he's over there in the corner looking at some art. He kind of went nuts." That's all he's doing.
We're like sort of friends now. I'm kind of mad at him still, but I guess we're okay.
He's fried.
So Tim B says, want to see Claire in show. So I'm guessing maybe that means he wants to see Claire in The Mandalorian.
Oh, damn. All right.
Actually, I think we should
Claire and Mando?
Tim B. So this is when we start our letter writing campaign to make me awkward Biff number 3 in the background of some cantina in The Mandalorian.
That's all I
want.
See Claire neck
That's all I
fart.
want.
Like neck farting like Claire.
That is the goals. I could die happy if I could neck fart in a Star Wars. I don't care.
Right.
My claim to fame.
That's right. That'd be great.
Honestly, yeah, let's start that campaign up.
Thank you. Please do. Please.
So
I
saw somebody give out this theory, and I just love it so much. People think that maybe the armor could be Rook cast from the Clone Wars, Siege of Mandalore.
I like this.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I like this.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
That could work.
Remember Garth Saxon? Remember handsome G.I. Joe with the maul horns on the helmet?
Right.
Purple-haired girl.
Oh, the little goth girl. Yeah.
Yeah, little goth girl.
It would make sense that
fan.
they eventually break off from the Death Watch, break off from the Night Owls. Obviously, they're never a part of it, but just having the differences of clans, and they're the covert now. Maybe they're so ashamed at everything that they've done, or not even everything they've done, but everything they've lost, that they just wear their helmets now.
I don't want to see Claire being barbecued.
That's true. I don't either.
No way.
If I was Salacious Crumb, I would not be barbecued, okay? I'd be doing a whole stand-up session in Jabba's palace, standing ovation, on their feet, begging for encores. That's my mocap Salacious Crumb moment. I'm just saying.
She's already thought it out.
Wow.
It's not like I dream about it every night. It's fine.
We'll go around for final predictions and final thoughts on the episode. Claire?
Okay, so final thoughts. I enjoyed it. I'm really proud of our boy Carl Weathers for doing such a fantastic job. He stole the show on screen as Grief Karga last season, and he's even better this time around. His directorial debut, he killed it, and I'm proud of him. And it was exciting. It was completely unexpected where we would go. It warmed my heart to see this little outer rim world flourishing now that the Empire is no longer pressing their thumb on top of them and squashing all of their progress and their hope for just getting by. It was a really, really delightful episode all around, and fantastic action sequences. Baby Yoda being absolutely precious. And I really, really enjoyed it. And as far as predictions go, I'm gonna be honest with you. I I think there's going to be a Moff Gideon Bo-Katan fight. I know we're going to see Ahsoka, and the rest of it, I can't. I really can't.
I know, that's right.
I don't know what I want, and I don't know what's up, my podcast. Thanks, Charlie. I'm sure that's you.
Charlie.
Or Claire, was that you?
No, I promise you. That one wasn't me. I like droids too much. That would give me right away.
Raj, buddy, any final thoughts and also your predictions for next week?
Yeah, well, next week I'll just go with that real quick. I believe what you said was correct. Ahsoka Tano will come out, and I hope people have an open mind and don't freak out if she doesn't sound like Ashley Eckstein. I have a feeling that she's going to look great. So just have an open mind when she's on, when Rosario Dawson's on screen. Yeah. This last episode, like I said before, phenomenal, and I can't wait to see the rest of the show because we don't know anything. Like Noah said earlier, we haven't seen anything on the trailers. We've already capped out, so cannot wait. My prediction is we're going to see Luke Skywalker in a hologram. I think that's in a hologram because I think that's the way you can do it and not really affect the way you get Sebastian Stan. That'd be great, but this way you can do it and not have that whole problem. And I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. I think the last scene is going to be a hologram of Luke Skywalker.
Wow.
That'd be awesome.
Season finale.
Do that to me. Ross, Ross, give yours. And also, I think your buddy Evan Peel needs to give his comments.
Yeah, I miss Evan Peel.
Yeah,
he hasn't been around in a while.
No.
Evan Peel, yeah, we got some cloning going on.
Dude.
You just say Evan Peel, the dog starts barking.
Hello, it is I, Jedi Master Evan Peel. I would like to inform you that I believe that episode was pretty great. I mean, let's be honest, we were all having a great time. It was a good amusement park ride, but we are all looking forward to Ahsoka Tano. I know I am looking forward to Ahsoka Tano, but I'm finally going to know where she is, and I'm going to hunt her down, because she left me to die on the Citadel, and then she pretended like I was dead and brought a fake body. It was an inside job, I am telling you. I tell you every week. And the Wi-Fi here in the Citadel is shit.
Well, Evan, I mean, I'm sorry. How do you feel that Ahsoka Tano, who kind of screwed you over, is getting all this great national attention, and you're just sitting in the Citadel?
Oh, she will not be getting all of the national attention when I find her and finally retrieve the other half of the
information. Drink.
That is right. I am going to go over there with my newly rebooted and rebuilt droid commandos, and we are going to retrieve the other half of the information. We are going to take it back to Coruscant.
Have you talked to Yaddle at all recently?
Oh, I haven't really. I have not needed a booty call in quite some time, but I have been considering it.
He is not.
That is right.
Well,
that is a rough booty call.
Did Yaddle just appear?
Pay child support. He has not. Been with child for.
No, the dispute is in court. I will take this to the Galactic Senate once I get back to Coruscant with the other half of the information.
Having trouble with his landlord, Ozzy Subek. He is.
No, you are a child abuser, Yaddle. I will get custody of my child, Baby Yoda.
Well, okay, guys. I think Ross.
Leave the spats. A couple.
This is not over.
Okay, sorry.
We continue next week.
Next week, maybe save those thoughts for next week. We could get that going again. Yaddle, also thanks for coming by.
He's still talking.
Evan,
you can't get him to stop. You can't get him to stop. That's the trick. You see,
I told you the Wi-Fi is shit. I'm experiencing lag.
All right, Jedi Master Evan Peel. We'll catch up with you next week.
Okay, may the Force be with you.
And Ross, if you could come back and also give us your final thoughts and maybe your predictions for next week, that'd be fantastic. Well, hey, there he is. Hey, Ross, how are you? You had no idea what just happened to you.
Doing all right. Yeah, I mean, he kind of just takes over the whole computer, and the whole room just kind of envelops into like a black mist when Evan Peel shows up. But let me tell you something. Here are the things that I think are going to happen. First of all, I am going to ascend this plane of existence. And when Ahsoka Tano shows up and Rosario Dawson is there in the makeup with the prosthetics, with the whole thing, yeah, I will meet God. And then once I'm there, I think we will definitely see Moff Gideon land with some Dark Troopers and give Ahsoka a pretty good challenge. I think there is going to be a brief duel between the two, which is absolutely freaking wild. I don't really know where Bo-Katan and the Night Owls are, so I don't really know if they're going to catch up right away. But I do think that there's also a very good chance that we are going to see live-action Captain Rex. Yes. I mean, bro, you've already got Tamira Morrison back as Boba Fett. All you got to do is be like, hey, man, can you show up today? And we just got this clone armor for you to put on. We're going to stick this fake beard on you, put some wrinkles here. I mean, it's really as simple as that. And so I think out of anyone, Ezra, Sabine, Fen Rao, God, and my ass, and anyone who can show up and be there with Ahsoka as, like reasonably, I think that Rex is actually the most likely because they've already got Tamira Morrison. And so I think that there's a pretty good chance of that. And then I'll probably wind up dying again once I see God for a second time in the 58-minute episode. Then I will hopefully return to this life. And we're literally about to have a dream come true next week, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this is going to be absolutely insane.
Absolutely. Les, buddy, what do you have any final thoughts and your predictions for next week?
Well, final thoughts. This was a great episode, as all the other ones have been. Can't wait. Like we all covered, we got everything out of the way in the first few episodes, so we know nothing of what's going to come other than the much anticipated appearance of Ahsoka Tano. Yeah. I think my prediction is going to be a little bit lower. I think the two Republic pilots are following Moff Gideon them in some way, shape, or form, and they're going to show up. I think a lot of people may show up, but I think they'll have some point, or they'll have a hand in showing up and turning the tide in some way. And that's it.
That's a good
They're
one.
going to show up in 2 episodes and just be like, you know what, we're coming to save the day. Just like
he's been like Claire said, he's been like literally following the Razor Crest, and he's been all over it. It's like an obsession of his. So yeah, I could see that. And yeah, let's do it.
That's cool.
Tate, buddy.
Wait. Is Filoni directing the next episode?
Writing and directing.
Well, he's going to be in it, so there it is.
Yeah, there we go.
That's right. We're going to have the return of Toro Calican, Fennec Shand, and it's just going to be a blast. And
let's go. I'm there for it. Oh my God, I'm not there for your barking. Tate, buddy. Final thoughts and predictions for next week.
I'm the last one, so I get to tangent. That's how it works, right?
That's how it works.
No,
let's hear it.
I because of the fact that we have the tracking beacon, whatever they called it, and on the Racer Crest, I definitely think that pretty much is confirmation that the Empire is going to show up, especially if they have such high midichlorian readings. I think they're going to capture Ahsoka. I think the Empire is going to capture Ahsoka somehow overpower her with those Dark Troopers, and they're going to use her blood in order to her midichlorian rich blood in order to do whatever cloning project they're doing. And I think that the series is going to culminate with them saving Ahsoka. That is my prediction. That is my big boy prediction. And the thing is, though, I mean, we're only on episode 5, so like as awesome as what I'm saying would be, that would have to be an episode 6 kind of situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I do think that would be a really interesting take to see, a slightly weathered Ahsoka who's been traveling all throughout the known universe, a little bit tired, a little bit, maybe her guard's down a little bit because she has Baby Yoda, and maybe Baby Yoda accidentally clouds her vision somehow because he's such a powerful entity. And I think that would be a really great turn of events for the show, especially because they need some sort of midichlorian rich blood, right?
Yeah, that's a great point.
So that's one of the best theories I've heard, honestly.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's incredible.
I came up with that 1 minute ago. I have not thought about that at all today. I just came up with that as we were talking. But I mean, that's such a Legends kind of. That's such a post Andor Legends kind of storyline, and I think that's where a lot of these things are going. So
great.
I would love that personally.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, alrighty, guys, we'll be back once Ahsoka Tano arrives. I genuinely can't believe that we're about to approach this episode. I feel like we've been talking about
about
Rosario
it a
Dawson
long
as Ahsoka
time.
for so long, and now we're just 7 days away from seeing it in person on Thanksgiving night, nonetheless.
Wow.
Oh, that's right.
Thankful for it right there.
We're so thankful.
Give thanks
Very
to John
thankful.
Favreau and Dave Filoni.
They definitely planned it very well.
Yes.
I'm
Claire,
gonna be sleeping
where
like a
can-
rock after the turkey, so I'm not gonna be able to watch it.
That's true.
Claire, where can everybody follow you on social media?
Yeah, so you can follow me personally on Twitter and Instagram at cstribs. And you can listen to the Imperial Senate podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at ImpSenatePod and on Instagram at Imperial Senate Podcast. Imperial Senate Pod. Sorry, guys. But while we were recording this, I can talk about this now. It's very exciting. So we had our episode of 3 Blurgs and a Bounty drop today while we were doing this live stream with a very special guest, friend of the pod, Amanda Wirtz, who you may have known from the Galaxy stage at Celebration. And she came on to talk this episode with us. So go head over to our YouTube channel if you want to listen to more Mandalorian discussions. And she's an absolute doll, and it was a lot of fun.
That's amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
It was a
Raj?
bomb.com.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at the Sith List. We have a podcast. The guy down there is one of my co-hosts, and we talk Star Wars, we talk Marvel, we talk DC, we talk HBO shows. We do it all, but it's been very Star Wars centric over the last 6-7 weeks, obviously. And then we just started a YouTube channel about a month and a half ago, and so we're doing reactions and all that great stuff. So at the Sith List on Twitter, and the Sith List and all the podcast platforms and YouTube. The Sith List, not syphilis.
Oh,
I always have to say. Yeah,
that's an interesting.
Les?
Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter at LessIsMore78, and you can hear us on the Sith List. We record Wednesdays and drop new episodes every Sunday.
All right.
Sith List Sunday.
Syphilis Sunday, baby.
Oh, okay.
Please don't find my social media. I don't have any platform whatsoever. I'm just here because Ross and Corey are my dear old pals. I don't want you guys to follow me. Please don't. Please don't find my Twitter. Don't find my Instagram. Those are
Just
personal. Just please.
That just sounds like a challenge at this point, Tate.
Yeah, honestly,
It's reverse psychology. I'm just trying to get more followers so I can impress girls my age. That's all it is.
That's all about, buddy.
Actually,
you have a plan, dude.
Actually, no joke. I will private my social media if I start getting random followers because
we'll just know you for being MGF's biggest hater.
There you go.
exactly. That's how I want to be known. That's how I want to be remembered.
And great theories tonight.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on, man. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Outlaw Noah and on Instagram at
Oh no, we didn't.
We know.
Going,
At the Outlaw Noah on Instagram and on Twitter at KR Transmissions and Instagram at Kessel Run Transmissions.
Awesome. You can follow me at Corey_Wolfpack on Twitter and Instagram, as well as at KR Transmissions on Twitter and Kessel Run Transmissions on Instagram. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode. It was a blast.
One thing
Ross,
to add real quick,
where can we follow
Where
you?
can they follow you?
Wait, real quick before Ross goes, guys, go to ridge.com/MGF. Get 10% off of your purchase, guys. They have a new carbon fiber exclusive, website exclusive. Once again, that is ridge.com/MGF for 10% off on the Rich wallet.
It holds
And
12
that's-
cards. Plus you got, wait, they're not paying me for this one.
Hey Ross, I genuinely want one of those wallets.
They're pretty sick, dude.
Use
They're really
code
durable.
MGF on the Ridge wallet.
Yeah,
website.
10%.
dude.
I'm not giving Ross any kind of credit. I just want him to send me one for free.
Wow. Well, you can find me everywhere promoting Ridge Wallets and making custom Lego minifigures at MGF Customs.
Oh,
And,
Beautiful baby.
and ascending
do it.
this plane
He's
of
gonna say Forget
existence
Avengers.
next week. If I'm not here next week, it's because I saw live action Ahsoka Tano. And I'm no
I
longer
think there's
here.
a chance half of us will not be
Not be
alive
here,
by
yeah.
this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be a
By
rapture
when it-
moment.
It'll be a rapture moment.
Oh,
The moment
dude.
Ahsoka, most of us won't be here. It'll be
I will be with God.
And nice knowing y'all.
the reaction video is just
Exactly.
going to be you guys puffing. Just puffing.
Yes.
Right. You got the Thanos snap going
Thanos
on.
moment.
Exactly.
These guys are on.
Obi-Wan
Gonna be-
cloaks just all over the ground.
Oh,
Gonna be molting all the way to heaven. Gotta repent now.
oh.
Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching. And
Good
until
night,
next time,
guys.
Good night,
Good night.
Say it
Elias.
back.
Good night.
Good night.
Elijah, just say it back. So make sure everybody say it back.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, good night,
Adrian,
guys.
good night.
Good night, good night.
Oh yeah, guys.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
This is the
and
way.
We'll see you
This
next
is the
week.
way, indeed. See you next week for the Jedi.
Absolutely.
Ahsoka Tano.
She's not a Jedi, guys. She's not a Jedi.